You are listening to the Pacers Report with Mike Rich every Monday on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Also, please tune in to my new daily podcast, Greg and his friends talk sports, where my friends and I talk about what Central Indiana sports fans are talking about 10 to 20 minutes every single day. Please join me. Welcome, Pacers fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for this week's Pacers Report with Mike Rich. Mike, in my show notes last week, I wrote that this week we were going to talk about the trade deadline. But suddenly, there's basketball to talk about, right?
Right.
So we got ourselves a pretty good team. 3 wins in the last 4 games, all 3 teams in playoff contention, and right now, this Pacers team on certain nights is going to be competitive with good teams because, as we said before the season, this was going to be a good team even without Tyrese Halliburton. And now that everybody's healthy, it's a pretty good team. Not a great team. They're going to lose to bad teams. They're going to go through bad stretches. Your thoughts on what's happening?
I just think they come to play when the competition's the better competition in the league. I think when it's OKC or somebody that's playing for a playoff spot, they just want to show that they are still a team that's going to have to be contended with in the future. And they're only getting better and better and better. I just keep seeing just improvement with these younger players. I'm excited about the future for the Pacers.
I am too, and what it really means is that when Halliburton comes back next year, they can just kind of flow into it. And we've been talking about this all year. They're blowing it with the draft thing. They are back down to 3rd, by the way, so that's a good thing. But as long as they're playing well, I think Pacers fans can be excited going into next year.
And that's kind of the feel from the players. And Carlisle, he said it after the game the other night. I was listening to something. He was talking to a reporter, and he's like, these fans just continue to come out and support this team. And they're a fun team to watch. We have an all-star on the team now, and which is outstanding to see Pascal Siakim absolutely earn that all-star spot.
No doubt about it. We've been saying it all year. We thought with the record he might not make it, but he just kind of played his way to where he couldn't be ignored.
I read a lot of hate on that too today. I was just kind of like, I think it was reported a couple hours ago, and I was on some platform, and it's like, how can somebody make the all-star team on one of the worst teams that's tanking? And I'm like, you don't watch the Pacers play. They're not one of the worst teams in the league. Their record's one of the worst in the league, but they're not one of the worst teams. I think they're going to be a fantastic team, and I have not seen this team in one game that I've watched tank. They come to play every night.
Yeah, and the problem has been they've been playing guys who don't belong in NBA games. The best players have been there for the most part, but there's been no depth, and that's been an issue. And then you lose one of the good players at a time, and if you lose any one of those guys, they're just not going to be very good.
Yeah, Mathern is a prime example. He's just coming back off of an injury. We had Nembhard and Nesmith. They were both out for some extended time. Being without Halliburton, I mean, we were picking people up off the street to play on this team early in this season.
They've had a bunch of guys on this team this year I had never heard of before this year. A bunch of them.
Yeah, and they were starting.
That's right.
But you said something that they've won 3 of the last 4. One of the key aspects of them winning is the consistent starting lineup. The last 4 games have had the same starting lineup. And
Connie Furphy at center, and I love it.
I love that too. Jarris Walker did the jump ball. I thought that was kind of interesting during the Hawks game.
That's right. They've kind of been forced to do this, but it seems to be working.
Yeah.
They're kind of playing without a center. They play with a center of the second team with Huff. Isaiah Jackson played a little bit, but
I think Huff coming off the bench is the best place for him. He is not a starter. I think that just creates a weakness on our team from the get-go, and that just sets the tone for the game. I think the lineup that they've put out there right now is probably the best option for going forward, and I think we're going to win more games um, than we really want to.
We'll talk about that here in a minute, but you're absolutely right. That is a fact. I'm glad you brought up Benedict Mathurin, Mike, because the trade deadline is now officially 4 days away.
Yeah.
There is a possibility Mathurin will be traded. I'm not hearing a lot. Of course, with the Pacers, you just never hear anything before something happens. So we have no idea if anything's going to happen. He is a prime target. I'm hearing the name Nick Richards connected with the Pacers a lot. He is the exact kind of center I've been talking about. A guy who doesn't need the ball. He's athletic. All he does is go get rebounds. He blocks shots. He defends, and he runs the floor. He's a guy. But what are your expectations? Do they do anything before Thursday?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I think they put themselves in just as good of a position to keep Mathurin through the trade deadline, wait to the off season and trade him in the off season, and see where they're at the end of the year with their record, and if they need to move up in the draft, if they need to, sign and trade him and use him as a piece down the road. But if they can get what they want right now and package Mathurin in that, then I don't see why Kevin Pritchard wouldn't do that. So I mean, it's a good position, I think, for a general manager to be in and team president to be in. I think it's just, they have a good opportunity either way. I think it's a win-win for them.
I don't even know why I bother to bring up names that are potential targets, Mike, because it's never those guys. Every time that Pritchard's made a trade, it's been someone you completely didn't expect. There had been some rumors of Miles Turner for De'Aaron Fox, and then somehow it turned into Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton, which, thank God, right? But really, if something happens, we're just probably not, it's going to come from out of nowhere like most of his trades do.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to come from nowhere. Like I said, I will not be surprised if something happens at the trade deadline. I won't be surprised if nothing happens either. So it's, I said, Pritchard's in a good position. He has got a fantastic team and a fantastic future. Super, super excited. Been watching a little bit and hearing that, Halliburton's been playing 3-on-3, 4-on-4. Obi Toppin looks like he's going to be out a little longer. They're going to hold him off a little bit, but he's on his way back too. And I don't know if they're looking at the trade deadline, is it Toppin and Mathurin and who else could you package to get what you want?
That was my next question is, any of these guys, would it make you really sad if they left? Benedict Mathurin, Jarris Walker, would that make you sad at this point? I mean, we've seen some improvement, but would that?
I think I'd be if I was going to be sad about a player being packaged and leaving. I think I would miss Toppin more than any of them. I really love his energy. I loved what he did in the finals last year. Of course, I wouldn't want to see Nembhard or Neesmith or someone or like McConnell. I wouldn't want any of those to leave. And if they were
I don't think any of them are going anywhere.
But if you're talking, Mathurin, Walker, I would be sad if it was the right move for us.
Yeah, it has been good to see Walker make some improvements. He's starting to look a little bit like the guy we were expecting to see at the beginning of the year. Still not quite there.
No.
His shooting, though, has been even better than we expected.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better than it was in the beginning of this year. I was
We were saying that he shouldn't be allowed to take any more 3-pointers.
No, I agree. I'm like, stop shooting. You're not making them, but shooters shoot and just keep shooting. And he's been on a pretty good streak, and just he is. He's. I like him on the floor. I like him, with the ball in his hand. He makes good decisions. He makes good passes. He can shoot the ball. I mean, he's got all the skills and tools, and he'd be an attractive piece to trade too. But I also like that he was drafted here, and he's kind of grown through the G League and into the starting lineup, and so you really hate seeing him. But again, I don't think I would be sad about it if he was packaged to go.
I think there are 3 absolute untouchables: Tyrese Halliburton, TJ McConnell. I think TJ McConnell is going to be part of the franchise going forward. He's just too valuable, locker room, all that stuff. And Johnny Furphy, I just think he's untouchable right now because he might be really good.
He might be. He's growing up. He's still a kid.
We're watching it happen in front of our eyes.
Yeah, we're watching it happen right in front of our eyes. He's still a kid. Talking about growing, have you seen Halliburton?
I've heard rumors.
210 pounds from 180.
Well, I mean, I tell you what, after I hurt my knee, I gained a lot of weight too, Mike. So,
And I mean, once he goes up and down the court and he's doing 5-on-5, I mean, some of that's going to shed, but I'm hoping some of this is he's in the gym working out.
that's exactly right. Mine was fat. His is probably mostly muscle. Yeah, but it's really been a good opportunity to him to work on things that he wouldn't normally get a chance to.
Yeah, I would love to see Tyrese Halliburton move as fast as he did at 180 pounds at 200.
Yeah,
That'd be a scary force.
Just hope that extra weight doesn't cause any more problems, because that's one thing we do not need is a franchise-ending injury, because that's what it would be.
No.
If he gets another permanent injury, it's franchise-ending. I mean, for a long time.
Yeah, that will sting for a long time.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope that doesn't happen again. All right, Mike, one more thing I want to talk about here in just a second. Mike, did you happen to catch the Kansas BYU game on Saturday with 2 potential Pacers?
I did not watch it. I kind of have reviewed some of the stats and was kind of watching it on ESPN as it was going back and forth, and it looked like both of them had pretty decent games.
Well, Dybantsa had like 2 points until midway through the second half, I think, something like that, and then he just took off. But Peterson, so smooth, so good. He's got great hands on defense, but again, he only played 18 minutes in the game because of cramps, and he's got to be available or he's going to start losing some of that draft stock, because availability is a big deal in the NBA now.
And he's missed, I think, 9 games this season, and it's been cramps, ankle, hamstring injury. So that just concerns me with conditioning.
So good, but he is so good.
He is, but he's got to be able to get in the gym and work out, and and not get injured. Not these soft tissue kind of things, not hamstrings. And I can understand an ankle, but cramps.
Yep.
I mean, what is that out? Is he out partying too much and drinking too much the night before, or what's going on? And he's just dehydrated and not enough hydration. I mean,
that's probably not it, but it definitely makes you wonder.
Yeah, there's got to be something there.
Is he refusing to stretch? What's the deal here?
Yeah, give the kid an IV and have him stretch.
Yeah,
super talented. And if he's there, it'd be interesting to see how he does in March.
Both of those guys are great. They really are. They're going to be fantastic NBA players. I really think the guy is Caleb Wilson. If they can get him and just plug him in at center with the way they play,
If you have the choice of all three, what do you take?
I take Caleb Wilson. Although Cameron Boozer would probably be the guy who would help you win right now, and they're probably in win right now mode. So either one, any of the four are fantastic.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Yeah,
Drop off for that, I think, is pretty big. Although I'm hearing a lot about Kingston Flemings. We'll watch some of him, freshman point guard from Houston, and let everybody know our thoughts on him. He's higher on some draft boards than Caleb Wilson, which I don't get, but I haven't seen enough of Flemings yet to really make a judgment. But we will keep our eye on this because it is going to be a big topic going forward, and it's almost like I can't wait for the season to end to see what happens here because it's really an exciting potential that we've never had with this franchise. A guy who is first team All NBA every year, and there might be one of or two of those guys in this draft.
That would be pretty cool in Indianapolis. It would be really cool in Indianapolis. Because I think pairing that, a top draft contract with the core of this team,
that's right.
Sky's the limit in 26, 27.
And beyond.
And beyond.
And there would be times in our lives for certain that we wouldn't have trusted the general manager to make the next right move, and then they probably didn't. Most of the time, though, they've been pretty good general managers, and this one I feel pretty good about him making the right choices. The last 3 or 4 times I disagreed with what he did, he turned out to be right. So
tells you he knows what he's doing.
Right. Hey, Mike, I have a new daily podcast called Greg and His Friends Talk Sports. You are a guest all the time. Every so often on the podcast, I do a simulated draft lottery to see what the odds are and what today the Pacers would get. So I'm going to hit the simulate lottery right now. And it says that they would be the 6th pick and they would draft Nate Ament from Tennessee. We need to start watching him some too, because he's another possibility. And he's 6'10" as well and very skilled. We'll see. In a normal draft, he'd probably be a good 2nd, 3rd pick kind of guy.
Yeah, of course we're going to be. That's where I predict us 6th through 8th.
Yeah, I think that's a very good possibility at this point. 6th through 8th is a possibility, but you got some trade chips to be able to move up. And again, he's really good at this, or he turns whatever they have into a veteran, and we're happy with that as well. But we'll wait and see. It's all in front of us, but I'm really excited to kind of get there. Not that I'm bored by the season. The season has been very fascinating.
It has been a fascinating season. I don't even know what's going on at the top of the NBA right now. I haven't paid much attention. I'm paying more attention to what's at the bottom of the NBA.
Right. It's an odd situation to be in.
It is odd. And last year we win 50 games. This year we're at 13. I think we got 2 winnable games in front of us tonight and tomorrow, and I really think this team could go on a pretty decent win streak if they keep starting the same starters they have. Everybody stays healthy. They're going to be competitive.
They're going to end up, I think, 7th worst record in the NBA is what I think is going to end up happening.
Yeah, and we'll probably be right there with the lottery pick.
Yeah. Although I will say that there are tricks up their sleeves if they're committed to getting a high draft pick that they could use for sure. Trades. Let's see what Kalen Peter and Cam Jones have. Let's get to them some minutes. There are things they can start doing if they want to pull back. The players never choose to, of course, tank. You should never ask them to lose, ever. But the front office can make it so that it's more likely to lose.
They definitely come out to play every night. They put the best product on the floor that they can right now, and they're exciting to watch. They scored 129 points, and against the Hawks, which was, and it was down to the wire. But
Yeah,
it
Mike,
took all 129 points to win that game.
There was a point in this season I did not think it was going to be an interesting season, and it sure has turned out to be one. I was glued to the TV last night.
Yeah, it was a good game, and it was fun to watch, and it makes the season interesting to see what's going to happen with this team and where they're going to land at the end of the year. It's interesting what they're going to do with the trade deadline coming up here in a couple of days. Just a lot of excitement, and then the off season is going to be super exciting too, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more exciting than the rest of the season, to be honest with you. The off season is going to be amazing to see what happens.
Yeah. Mike, yeah. We play the Bucks Friday, right?
Yeah.
And
we'll see what their roster looks like too.
So if the Pacers start winning, I want them to finish higher than the Bucks. That's all that matters.
That would be awesome. If they ended the season with a better record than the Bucks. Oh man.
And they may be without Giannis soon.
They're probably gonna be. Most likely will be. They're not going to get any value out of him if they let him go any further.
Yeah, they're not going to get any value, and they're not going to be able to put anything around Miles Turner. I mean, how are they going to build?
That's right. You got your anchor there. Now you got to put some things around him, right?
You got to get the pieces around him. He's led the team in rebounding 4 games this season.
Amazing. Amazing.
Led the team in scoring, I think, 4 times this year, too.
Once again, Miles, we love you. One day we will love you again.
We will, absolutely.
While you're in Milwaukee, you're
going to get hate.
That's right. All hate.
Hate.
Mike Rich, I do love you, and you're my brother. Thank you so much, as always.